Hi, I'm Captain Awesome. This is Geekception, and in today's video, I'll be telling you about my first 24 hours with the Samsung Galaxy 24 Ultra. Please make sure I click that like button, subscribe if you like what I do here. We have memberships as that would really help me, and let's get into it. First, let's start with build quality, and the titanium frame here on the S24 Ultra means that it's actually very easy to grip, and unlike the S23 Ultra, it's not slippery, so it's very nice to hold. But don't get me wrong, this is a big phone, and I've not used a phone this big for a while, and it definitely requires like two-handed use. And most times when I actually use the phone, I'm always like using it with two hands. But a flaw I immediately noticed as I started using the phone is the fact that the speaker is actually blocked when I put my hand on the pinky here. So let's say the speaker is right here underneath the phone on the left side. So when I hold the phone here and I put it, I rest my pinky on it, sometimes I block the sound, which is not the best. And that's, I guess, what I first noticed in my first 24 hours of using the S24 Ultra. But one aspect that has definitely stood out here on the S24 Ultra is the haptic feedback. Now, whether I'm just going through the interface here or I'm just doing stuff such as exiting apps, the vibration motto here on the S24 Ultra, I think not many people have spoken about it, is one of the best features of this phone. ChatGPT, let's take that for example, right? So let's say I, tell me a long joke, for example, right? And as it actually answers the question here on ChatGPT, I can feel the vibration go from left to right. I don't know how to describe this on camera, but it's not just vibrating the entire phone, it's actually vibrating left to right as each individual text comes on the screen, which is mind-blowing. The vibration motor here on the S24 Ultra is one of the best you are going to get on Android. In fact, I think it even rivals my iPhone. And another feature I noticed that not many people have talked about is the fact that there is actually Grammarly here on the S24 Ultra. And after you enable it, you can then type as usual on your Samsung keyboard. And when it has suggestions, you will see this green highlight there. When you tap on it, you can then enable corrections on Grammarly, and so that's how you're actually able to use Grammarly here for free. You're not going to pay for it, but the only caveat is that you have to be using Samsung keyboard like I'm using here. But if you're using it, then apart from all the other AI features that they've mentioned, you actually also get Grammarly for free, which is super cool. And of course, I cannot use this phone for 24 hours without us talking about the cameras on here. And oh my God, I have to tell you that is literally the best part of this phone. I mean, there are many best parts, but for me personally, as someone who loves taking photos, as someone who likes taking videos, and as someone who has just been snapping a lot of shots on the S24 Ultra, it's my favorite part. And I think specifically what I like about the experience here is that even when I switch from the 0.6x camera to the 1x camera to the 3 camera to the 5x camera to the 10x camera, which is the crop of the 5x camera, the photo white balance and quality sort of retains the same kind of theme. So it's not like you take a photo on a 0.6x and then on a 3x, for example, it looks very different. It has this coherence to it that just shows a level of polish that Samsung has put into the interface. So I think that's the common theme I'm starting to notice on this phone here, is that there's a lot of refinement, especially when it comes to the camera and when it comes to just the experience in general. And I mean, you must obviously be seeing some of the photos I've taken on this S24 Ultra right here, and yeah, I've just enjoyed taking a lot of photos, a lot of videos. Like this video, I would not have been able to ever take a video like this. Here you go. It's really nice. I enjoy it. And still speaking of camera, if we actually go into the video mode, you can, for the first time on a Galaxy device, I think I'm not wrong, is you can actually set 60 frames per second for all the camera modes. So right now I am, let me switch to 0.6x right here. I still have 60 frames per second, okay? I go to 1x mode right there, 60 frames per second. 3x mode, 60 frames per second. 5x mode, 60 frames per second. 10x mode, correct, 60 frames per second on all the camera modes right here. And in fact, if I even switch to the front camera as well, it is still 60 frames per second as well. And I think that is really cool. You do not have to make any compromises to frame rate when you're shooting videos here on the S24 Ultra. Okay, we are still on camera because, you know, I'm just a sucker for taking photos and videos. And one thing I really like about the camera here is the focal length. So, you know, it's got multiple cameras here for you to choose from, the 5x, the 3x, and the main camera. And I would have to say my favorite camera would be the 3x or the 5x. It keeps going back and forth between the 3x and the 5x, and maybe the 3x or the 5x, but I cannot decide. But I would say I really love those modes, especially when they come out of this camera. And something that really shocked me is just how stable videos from the 5x camera turned out, or even the 10x camera. Like, it's really shocking just how stable it is. So another thing to highlight is the stabilization, or in the first 24 hours that I've noticed, is just the stabilization on the camera here. No matter whether you are, you know, 1x or 3x or 5x, it's just been really great. Like, they tuned it really nicely. And the last thing on my first day with the Galaxy S24 Ultra here is the pen, the SPen. I have not used an SPen in such a long time, and it's very funny. Quick story time, I actually bought the original Samsung Galaxy Note, if you would believe it. I no longer have it. It was back when I was in Nigeria, but I actually bought the original one, which is very interesting how you know, circular I have come back, right? And one thing I like in the Notes app is that, especially with the Samsung Galaxy 24 Ultra here, due to the AI tools, so for example, I've already taken down some notes, as you can see right here, and it's just as easy as, you know, tapping on this, clicking on align handwriting. When I tap on that, boom, look at that, it aligns my handwriting. Like, isn't that insane? I think I can even, like, yeah, I can even choose some of the settings I want there. Apart from that, you know, just the ability that I can just, like, you know, write anything. And, you know, of course, like, because it's an SPen, when I press and hold that, I can just, like, erase stuff, right? So yeah, like, it's crazy just how much or being able to write on my phone. And I mean, I already write a lot on my iPad, but it's just nice to be able to now have just one device that I can do everything on. So, you know, I have the SPen here. I can write notes, I can take photos, I can use this as my editing. So in fact, I posted a TikTok recently, and I edited everything here. And because of that processor here, I did not notice any lags on Instagram, which I did on my Galaxy Flip actually when I used it. I did not notice any lag here when editing videos and all of that. And after a full day's use, taking photos, taking videos, you know, geeking out over this new phone, how is my battery life? Well, I had 7 hours of screen on time right here. And as you can see, I ended, like, you know, the day with 15% before I had to plug it in. But yes, 7 hours of screen on time is very impressive, especially with all the photos and videos I was taking. And if you see, like, the breakdown of, like, the apps that I use like ChatGPT a lot, so you can see, like, that took a lot of my screen time, my camera, my X app, and all of that. But yes, you know, 7 hours of full solid, you know, battery life on day one. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. For my first 24 hours, I would say, you know, you can already sort of see how excited I am right now. So I would say I've been really enjoying using this phone. I cannot wait to continue this. So I'm doing a 5-day review. So this is day 1 of that. So definitely, you know, subscribe to make sure that you do not miss my full thoughts after my first 5 days with the device as well. I think I'll do one after, you know, 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, just so that you're able to sort of keep up with how this phone is going to fare, not just after 24 hours, but maybe even after 24 months as well. So thank you so much for watching. I've been Emmanuel. This is Geekception. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you getting to the end. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to stay awesome. Bye.